Welcome. So in this lesson, what we're going to be talking about is multiplying fractions. So let's begin by understanding the concept. So let's say I gave you the question, what is a half of a quarter? What's a half of a quarter? Well, we have a diagram here, so let's have a look here. And as you can see, I have a quarter. If I was to take half of this quarter, what I would do is I would draw a line here, and this right here would be a half of it. Now, how much of this entire circle does this represent? Well, we can kind of figure this out by cutting it up in the same way. So if I was to draw a line here and then draw a line here, we can clearly see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when I halved a quarter, I end up with 1/8. So this is going to be 1/8. Now, we can kind of think of the calculation that we had to do in order to arrive at this. We had a half of 1/4, and that was equal to 1/8. Well, what we did is we timed these two things together. We went 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 4 is 8. So this is the really important thing here. Instructions: when multiplying fractions, multiply the numerators. So we went 1 times 1 is 1. And when multiplying fractions, you multiply the denominators. 2 times 4 is 8. And that's the process that we went through in order to achieve it. So this is the concept. Let's go through some practice now. So here we have this question here. So example 1, we have to solve this. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the numerators, 3 times 1. We're going to multiply the denominators, 4 times 5, and that's going to leave me with 3 on 20. And that's going to be my first answer. Now, sometimes you might see questions with, instead of times, you see of. And based on this little example up here, you know that this is the same as times. They're the same. So of equals times. Same thing. So we're just going to go 3 times 3, and then we multiply the bottom, 4 times 8, and that's going to be 9 on 32. So that's the basics of how to multiply fractions. So it's actually easier than adding and subtracting fractions because you don't have to change the base. You literally just times the top, times the bottom, and you're done. But let's now make it a little bit more difficult. So let's come here. Let me get my highlighter out. You have to make sure that when you're multiplying fractions that you cancel before multiplying. So if possible, simplify or cancel fractions before multiplying. Cancelling can be done vertically or diagonally. Cancelling can never, ever, ever, ever be done horizontally. Okay, let's just go through some examples here to make sense of what's written here. So we have this question right here, and let's perform this without cancelling. So I'll show you what that means. We're just going to straight away do it. We're just going to come here and go 3 times 4 is 12, and 5 times 6 is 30. Now, remember, you can't leave your answer like this. You always have to simplify it. So how could we simplify this thing? Well, this and this are both divisible by 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2, and 30 divided by 6 is 5. So that means what my final answer here is going to be is 2 on 5. So as you can see, I had to simplify it before I got my final answer. Let's now come to our next one here. And what we're going to do is we're going to cancel vertically before we multiply. So it's really important that we're canceling vertically before multiplying. Before. So what I mean by vertically is this right here. That's vertically. 4 and 6, that can be simplified. So let's simplify this fraction before we answer it. So vertically, because we're going downwards. Now, we can't simplify this one here, 3/5, that can't be simplified. So we just leave it, but this one can. So let's simplify it for us. So 4 and 6 are both divisible by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And now that I've done that, what I can now do is I can say, hey, what's 3 times 2? So as you can see, I'm going 3 times 2, and I'm going 5 times 3. And that's going to give me 6 on 15. But as you can see here, yet again, I can simplify this. So what can these be simplified to? Well, they can both be divided by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So that means my final answer is going to be 215. And hopefully you can see that this answer here is the same as this answer here. Just a different process, and it's because we cancelled vertically before multiplying. All right, let's come to our next one now. And what we're going to do now is cancel diagonally before multiply. So we're going to cancel vertically before multiplying. All right, what does that mean? That means what we're going to do is we're going to cancel this way or this way. So let's look for a second. Can I cancel 5 and 4? No, I can't. Can I cancel 3 and 6? Yes, I can. Because 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. So let's now answer this. So what we'll do now is I'll go 1 times 4 and 5 times 2, which is going to be 4 on 10. And as you can see there, I can't leave my answer like that. I need to simplify. Both of those are divisible by 2. I'm going to end up with 2/5. 2/5. All right, so, and as you can see, once again, we get the same answer, 2/5. But now what we're going to do is that we're going to move over here, same question again. We're going to cancel vertically and diagonally before multiplying this time. So we're not just going to cancel vertically, we're not just going to cancel diagonally, we're going to do it both. And what you're going to find is that when we do it, we're not going to have this step right here, this canceling step. That's going to go away. So where we had to cancel here, that's going to go away if we do it all at once here. So what do I mean? I'm going to cancel vertically and diagonally. Now you actually have to see where it works. So for instance, can I cancel 3/5? No. Can I cancel 4/6? Yes, I can. Both of those are divisible by 2. So this will become 2 on 3. And now once I've done that, I might even grab another color just so you can see what's happening here. Let's grab purple. I now am going to cancel diagonally because as you can see, I have 3 and 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Now there's nothing else I can cancel here. I can't cancel this way diagonally because 2 and 5 don't cancel. But now what I can do, if I grab a color, is I can say I have 1 times 2. I have 5 times 1. So that's going to give me 2 on 5. So do you see how that's the quickest way to approach these questions? You have to cancel vertically and diagonally before multiplying, and that's going to give you the quickest result. All right, so that's kind of the basics of it. And what I really want you to know is that when we can cancel vertically, we can cancel diagonally, and what you notice is that looks like a bow tie. And often people will call this the bow tie method. You cannot cancel horizontally. So you can never cancel this way or this way. No, you cannot do that. You can never, ever, ever cancel this way or this way. Only in the shape of a bow tie. All right, let's keep on working here. Let's go through some more examples. You might like to pause the video and give these a go yourself. So what we're going to do here is I can cancel vertically here. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. 3 divided by 3, and let me grab another color just so you can see what's happening here. Let me grab another one. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. So once I have canceled there, then I can go 1 times 1 up the top, 2 times 2 at the bottom. I'm going to end up with 1 on 4. Perfect, let's do it again. Let's come over here now. I can cancel diagonally here. I can go 4 divided by 4 is 1, 16 divided by 4 is 4. And then once I've done that, I can then cancel vertically. I can say 40 divided by 4 is 10, and 4 divided by 4 is 1. So now, when I answer this, oh, actually, I can keep canceling. Let me grab another color. Look, I can cancel diagonally this way as well. Do you see how I have 10 and 5? So this way I can cancel diagonally. I could go 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. So you got to make sure that you're doing it nice and neatly because there's a lot of canceling out here. So you have to make sure that you realize what you're doing. All right, so I'm going to end up with 1 times 2 here for my numerator And for my denominator, I'm going to get 1 and 1. So I'm going to end up with 2 up the top and 1 down the bottom. And it's really important that you know that 2 over 1 is just 2, because 2 divided by 1 is equal to 2. And that's the same as 2 over 1 is being equal to 2. All right, perfect. So hopefully that makes sense. That's kind of the basics of multiplying fractions. Let's now move into some other examples here. So what happens when we multiply proper fractions by whole numbers? So here we have 1/3 times 21. So when you've got a question like this, the first thing that you want to do is rewrite the whole number as a fraction. So that means this 1/3 stays the same. And I can write 21 as a fraction by writing it as 21 on 1. Just as we saw before, 21 on 1 is 21. But now that it's written in a fraction, what this allows us to do is recognize where we can cancel. Because I can cancel diagonally here. I can go 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 21 divided by 3 is 7. And then once I've done that, I can just answer it as normal. 1 times 7 up the top, and then 1 times 1 down the bottom. It's going to give me 7 on 1, which is just equal to 7. Let's go to the next one. Here I have 2/5 times 32. So again, first step, rewrite the whole number as a fraction. So I have 2/5 times 32 on 1. Now I look here, and let's just spend some time looking at this. Can I cancel vertically anywhere? Nope. Can I cancel diagonally? Well, 2 and 1, that doesn't work. 5 and 32, that doesn't work. I can't cancel anything here. So do you know what that means? I just have to do it. So I grab my pen and I just have to answer this. I go 2 times 32 up the top. I go 5 times 1 down the bottom. That's going to be 64 on 5. And that's all I can do. I can't simplify that anymore. Perfect. All right, so that's multiplying fractions by whole numbers, and you need to make sure to rewrite the number as a fraction first. Moving on here, we can multiply improper fractions together, and there's nothing that exciting here. You just do it as normal. So I'm just going to write as normal. The fact that they're improper changes nothing. All right, so let's go for it. I can cancel diagonally. So I can go 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. I can also cancel diagonally the other way, like this. I can go 5 divided by 5 is 1. Let me do it this way, is 1. And 15 divided by 5 is 3. And then that's all I can do. I can't cancel anything else like that. So then I'm going to end up with 2 times 3 up the top and 1 times 1 down the bottom, which is going to give me 6 on 1, which is 6. Perfect. All right, we're nearly there. We've just got one more to do. Multiplying improper fractions. Ooh, I made a mistake in the notes here. I need you to make a slight change. It should say multiplying mixed numbers. Mixed numbers. So here we're multiplying mixed numbers. You first convert mixed numbers to improper fractions. So this is kind of an extension of multiplying mixed of improper. So when you're multiplying mixed numbers, first convert mixed numbers to improper fractions. So this right here should say mixed numbers. So make sure you change that. Okay, so first step, first convert mixed numbers to improper fractions. So we know how to do this. Let's zoom in and let's give it a go. I know what I do, and let me grab a different color here. What color should we go? Let's go green. What I do is I go 3 times 2, which is 6. And then I plus 1 to it. So that means I'm going to end up, and I'm going to rewrite it over here. So this fraction over here is going to become 7 on 3. Because 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And then I'm timesing, and then I rewrite this as an improper as well. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. So it's going to be 7 on 5. So just to recap there, when you're multiplying mixed numbers, first convert mixed numbers to improper fractions. And that's what we've done. And now that they're improper fractions, it's just, business as usual. So let's see if I can cancel anything here. 7 and 3 doesn't cancel, 7 and 5 doesn't cancel, 7 and 5 doesn't cancel, 3 and 7 doesn't cancel. So nothing cancels, which is a shame. So that means what I'm going to have to do is just go 7 times 7 and 3 times 5, which is going to be 49 on 15. And that's how you do it. All right, we've got one more example here, everyone. This one right here. So remember, when you're multiplying mixed numbers, the first thing that you do is you convert them to improper. So 6 4s are 24, plus 1 is 25. And then after I've done that, I'm going to go 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. And that's multiplying, so 12 on 5. Okay, once I've done that now, I'm now going to cancel. Let's see where I can cancel. I can cancel diagonally here. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And I can also cancel diagonally the other way. I can go this way. I can go 5 divided by 5 is 1. 25 divided by 5 is 5. And that's it. I can't cancel vertically anywhere. So that means I'm just going to end up with 5 times 3, 1 times 1, 15 on 1, which is 15. So make sure that you are simplifying it all the way there. Don't just leave it as 15 on 1. Make sure you say what the final answer is there. Perfect. That's how you do this, guys. That's everything I needed to teach you. So you can now go on with your exercise for this topic. But that is how you multiply fractions together. So actually an easier idea than when we're when we're adding fractions. So I find multiplying fractions to be easier than adding fractions. What do you think? Well, good luck with your exercise and let me know if you need any help.